Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB, and welcome back to the channel here for another video, and this time we are going to be previewing an actual game. This is the summer, there's a number of tournaments going on at the moment. We've got the European Championships, they're just heading into the knockout stages now at the end of this week, and we are in the semi-final stages of the Copa América Centenario, the anniversary of the Copa América, which is going on this year, and the semi-finals are going to be played. Colombia against Chile, and Argentina are going to be taking on the United States in America, and Messi has got the opportunity to possibly win his first major title with the Argentinian national team. Of course, he's already won the Olympic gold medal as a teenager in the Olympic Games, but now he's got the chance to possibly go on and do one better than that and get a big title as the captain of the Argentinian national team, to get his name down in history as a winner at international level, which so many people have craved for, which so many people have used against him over the years, and this for me is his very best chance of doing that, especially in the immediate future. You look ahead at possibly the the World Cup in Russia in 2018 is possibly an opportunity. They've got a number of young players coming through. That's going to be an interesting tournament, and possibly one other Copa America in a few years' time. But this right now is a great opportunity for Messi. Neymar, of course, didn't take part in this tournament. He's in the Olympics. Brazil headed out in the group stage. Uruguay as well went out in the group stage, again without any participation from Luis Suarez. But there are some very, very good teams left, and they're going to be coming up against one of those on Tuesday evening, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic atmosphere. Every single game of this Copa America tournament has been played at a fantastic stadium. The fans have been fantastic. Every single game you're getting quite a lot of crowds, and the stadium that's going to be holding the game in Houston tomorrow night, over 70,000 people are going to be crammed into that stadium. A lot of them, of course, coming to represent the home nation, which is the United States, but a lot of them as well coming in to see that man, Lionel Messi, and it is all eyes on him, as it has been for most of the tournament. He wasn't really able to take part in the opening stages of the group stage. He was nursing a back injury. He managed some appearances, but if you just look at the top goal scorers from the Copa America at the moment, you've got Eduardo Vargas, who scored an incredible amount of goals, 4 against Mexico the other night for Chile. He's at the top with 6 goals. In second, though, is Lionel Messi. He himself has got 4 goals and 2 assists, but listen to this, he's got 4 goals, but he's averaging just 41 minutes per goal, and he's played hardly any minutes at all at the Copa America, but in that time he's managed to really do well. He made a fantastic assist to Gonzalo Higuain in the last game, and I think they've got a really good momentum going into this Argentina, but so too have the USA. They've been in really good form before the tournament. There was a lot of pressure on Jurgen Klinsmann, and especially after their 2-0 loss in the opening game of the group stage against Colombia, but since then they've really regrouped as a team, as a unit. They've kept the same 11 for most of the games. They're very used to playing with each other, and they've been really organised, really tough to break down, and they've scored goals as well. So don't think this is going to be an easy game for Argentina. In the last game against Venezuela, they made them look very ordinary, but once again, that was a difficult game going into it, so this is going to be no different. And like I say, there's going to be a lot of that crowd there on Tuesday night supporting the USA, and it's going to be a very difficult atmosphere and a very buoyant atmosphere, no doubt about that at all. So if we're just looking at the teams and possible suspensions, because there's been a number of cards over these few games in the Copa America, there's a number of players for the USA especially that are going to be suspended for tomorrow night's game. Those include Jermaine Jones, who's actually banned for the rest of the tournament after raising his hand to the face in the last game. He got a straight red card, so he's going to be banned for 3 matches. Also banned in the game is Bobby Wood, a player that's been really good for the USA, constantly making runs in behind, constantly working hard alongside Clint Dempsey. He's going to be a real miss for them in attack. And also Bedoya is also going to miss the game through suspension. So the USA have got 3 players who are going to be out due to suspension, and Argentina, though, just the 1 player. Nico Gaitan got a yellow card in the last game against Venezuela, and he will miss the game on Tuesday. So that's going to be interesting how Argentina replace him. But what could well happen is, and quite bad news for the US really, Angel Di Maria may well be returning from injury, and he could come straight in and replace Gaitan. So that's really a stronger change with that suspension. So It's going to be really, really interesting to see how Argentina go about this game against Venezuela. They went for it. They were very, very attacking right from the first whistle. They were onto them. They pressed them high. Venezuela made a few individual errors, and that's something the US cannot afford to do. Tomorrow night, if they're going to hold Argentina, if they're going to stay strong, they've got to stay away from any individual errors at all. They've got to stay concentrated. They've got to stay focused. And quite frankly, they've got to make sure they get men around Lionel Messi. One man in particular that's going to be really, really difficult to actually get past is John Brooks. He's been outstanding for the US in all of their games so far in the Copa America. So Lionel Messi is going to be coming up against this America side. No doubt they're going to crowd around him, they're going to close him down, but I've got no doubt that he's going to be coming out there firing on all cylinders as he has been for this tournament. He's looked really, really good. He's looked sharp. We wondered how he was really going to make an impact on the Copa America following that back injury, whether he'd be at 100%, but he definitely is. He's really, really good. He looks strong on the ball. He looks fit. He looks healthy, and most of all, he looks really, really interested. He wants to go and win this competition for Argentina. He's got some great support during the knockout games and the group stage as well. The fans coming in have really come to support him. If you just look at the time he was subbed on against Panama when he came on and he got that hat-trick in really, really quick succession, that was a fantastic ovation for him coming on the pitch, and to hear that would have really, really meant a lot to him, because over the years he's got a bit of stick with Argentina. You know, despite the incredible player he is, despite the amazing talents that he does have, over the years he has received criticism from Argentina fans, and certainly to deliver this trophy would mean an awful lot to him. But if Argentina do manage to get past the USA on Tuesday, which you would expect them to do, it's going to be a tough game, it's going to be a difficult game, but certainly America are not going to roll over and lie down for them. It's going to be a tough game for sure, but if they do get through that, they're going to have a really, really tough final on their hands, because I tell you what, Chile against Mexico the other night, yes, Mexico lied down and they did take it and they did roll over and they didn't really try in the end at all, but Chile are outstanding. Arturo Vidal and Alexis Sanchez together working in that team, but as a team, Chile really do work hard, and they were outstanding the other night. I would expect them to beat Colombia in the other semi-final, which is going to be taking place this week as well. So I'd expect Chile to go through the final once again. So we could well have a repeat of last year's final, Argentina against Chile. In that game, Chile came out 1-0 winners. It was a very, very painful loss for Argentina. A very, very painful loss in particular for Messi and Higuain as well. And that's one thing you should point out. The Gonzalo Higuain that we're seeing in this Copa America is very, very different to the one that we've seen in the last Copa America, and also the Higuain that we saw at the World Cup. This Higuain, as we saw against Venezuela, when that pass came through from Lionel Messi, which is an absolutely stunning pass to Higuain, he finished it, and it was not an easy finish. And I think Higuain deserves credit for that. Of course, we've all given him stick over the past few years for the fact that he hasn't really been capitalising on these Lionel Messi passes, on these Lionel Messi chances he's creating for him. Higuain is now finishing those, so much to the extent that Sergio Aguero has had to settle for a place on the bench. He can't even get in the starting lineup at the Argentinian national team at the moment. Tata Martino keeps selecting him on the bench, but of course that is a great option if the things are getting tight, if it's 0-0 with a few minutes to go, or if there's a period in the game you want to bring somebody on to make an impact. To bring Sergio Aguero off the bench is an absolutely fantastic option to have. So certainly going into this semi-final, Argentina clearly are the big favourites. They're the favourites to not only win this game, to go on and claim the Copa America title. Like I say, I think it's Lionel Messi's best chance. I think we're seeing the very best of Lionel Messi right now, so I wouldn't put anything on the US to win. I think Argentina, certainly it's there for the taking for them, but as always in any game, at any competitive match, you've got to turn up, you've got to play the occasion. Argentina are going to have to take it seriously. They did it the other night against Venezuela. They were very focused right from the off. They didn't take anything for granted. They played at their full potential. I would expect them to do exactly the same tomorrow night. I'm going to go with an Argentina win. I really can't predict the scoreline, because they could either, they could really go for it. If they get an early goal, you'd struggle to see USA coming back from that, but you don't know how they're going to start. USA have got their danger men as well. Clint Dempsey, 3 goals, 3 assists so far in the tournament. He's having a good tournament. Jermaine Jones is playing really well as well before he got suspended. Michael Bradley in the midfield, there's still questions being raised about his performances by the USA fans, but like I say, there is a real good structure in the back four, and the goalkeeper Grad Guzan has had a really good tournament as well in goal, replacing Tim Howard for this tournament. And like I say, John Brooks has been on fire, so it's going to be very interesting to see how Jurgen Klinsmann sets up his team against Argentina. Are they going to be defensive? They may well do that, but they were very defensive in the second half against Ecuador, and it very nearly came back to bite them. So I would suggest that USA go for it. Just, you've got to to be defensive, you've got to be structured, but at the same time try and attack as well, because Argentina defensively, they're not always right at it. You know, going forward you can't stop them, but certainly if USA get an early goal, things could get very, very interesting indeed. But like I say, I do expect Argentina to come through this one, and I certainly expect the main man Lionel Messi to be very much at the front of that. So leave your opinions down below, guys. What do you think is going to happen in this game? What are your predictions? Let me know those down below. I'll be back if Argentina make it to the final. I will be here for another preview around that game. I will see you very, very soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.